Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Tea with the Statman. I am your host, VonnTheStatman, and welcome. So, hope everyone is doing great today. Hope everyone, mother, father, sons, daughters, even those cute little pets, are doing well. So, today, guys, I am drinking some lemon ginger tea, but I put a little bit of cayenne pepper in there. If anyone knows about cayenne, cayenne helps to get the blood flowing. So if you need to get that blood flowing to get a little bit more motivation, add cayenne pepper to your tea. So today we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. It's finally here. After all of the long, hard work these young men have endured during training camp, during an 82-game season, the final game is here, and you have the Boston Celtics, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, hosting the Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka Doncic, and the return of Kyrie Irving to the Boston Garden. You guys do remember that Kyrie Irving did play for this Boston Celtic team, and I don't think that relationship is all too friendly. So we're going to get into the matchups and all of that and more. So stay tuned, and let's break it down. Going into Boston to try and upset the number one seed Boston Celtics. The NBA Finals is here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's break it down. Let's start off talking about Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie Irving played for Boston, everyone thought that this was it, that Kyrie Irving was the missing piece, and he would come in and help lead this team to the promised land. It didn't really end that way. Kyrie Irving was kind of immature at the time, but he's grown since then, and he left Boston, and he went down to Brooklyn. Didn't really end well in Brooklyn, and everyone was on Kyrie Irving. I just thought he had to go to a place that would accept him, where he could grow, because all of us made mistakes at 24 years old, and I think we're too hard on these young men. How mature were you at 24 years old? So now that Kyrie Irving is returning to the Boston Garden, let's hear from Kyrie Irving's own mouth what his time was like in Boston.
How would you sum up your time in Boston with the Celtics?
What do you mean?
As far as how did that go for you?
It's just a chapter in my life, that I got to enjoy, for the most part. We had a great opportunity to do some special things, but it was cut short just based off personal reasons on my end. And, but one thing that I look back on my time in Boston, I've said this over the past few years, but somehow it gets tossed under the rug. But, the greatest thing I learned from Boston was just being able to manage not only my emotions, but just what's going on a day-to-day basis of being a leader of a team or being one of the leaders and having young guys around you that have their own goals. But you have to learn how to put the big picture first. And, leaving those guys, JT and JB, and, some of the guys that are still remaining on that team like Al Horford or, Marcus Smart got traded away. We had a great time to bond, a great time to go through some tough times, not just on the court, but, I know in due time, a lot of that full story will come out and when it's appropriate. But, I had a great time in Boston, just being able to learn and, grow as a person.
Heard it from Kyrie Irving's own mouth. He had a chance to learn. He had a chance to grow. And I like the fact that he could admit that, hey, he had to grow. He had to grow up. He was only 20-something years old, guys. He was a young man, and he was brought in. It didn't work out the way they wanted it to work out. But, hey, everybody is better for it. If you see where Boston is, they didn't take any kind of a step back. And now he's in Dallas. He's flourishing with Luka Doncic. So at the end of the day, both teams are great. Boston now got Porzingis and Drew Holiday. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks, who they ended up getting P.J. Washington and a couple other pieces. So now both of these teams are set and they're ready to meet. So when I look at this finals matchup, guys, the one aspect of this game that I am looking forward to is who is going to guard Luka Doncic. Because Luka Doncic is a nightmare, guys, and so is Jason Tatum. I believe Jason Tatum is going to be guarded by P.J. Washington. We'll get into that matchup a little later on. But the Luka Doncic dynamic is going to determine the whole outcome of this series. So normally Jaylen Brown goes up against the other team's best player, But in this matchup, I don't think Jaylen Brown will do that because they will need him to score. So I think they're going to start off and put Luka Doncic on Drew Holiday. Now, this is a matchup where I think Luka has a clear advantage. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about how each one of these teams got to this position. First off, you had the Dallas Mavericks. They started off their playoff run beating the Clippers. Then they went into OKC, upset OKC, and then they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, guys, so now let's look at Boston's run to the finals. Boston started off their playoff run going up against the Miami Heat. And everybody was anticipating Jimmy Butler going up against Jason Tatum, but we didn't get that matchup because Jimmy Butler was hurt. Then we had Boston go on to upset the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you got to give the Cleveland Cavaliers a lot of credit. This was their first time making it out of the first round since they had LeBron James. And after Boston beat them in 5 games, they went on to upset the Indiana Pacers in a clean sweep. So now Boston is set to take on the Dallas Mavericks. All right, guys, so matchup number 1. You have Daniel Gafford going up against Kristaps Porzingis. Now, Kristaps Porzingis was brought in from Washington. Him and Gafford was actually teammates, guys. And then you have Gafford, who went over to Dallas when Dallas realized their front court was not strong enough. Boston realized as well, having Al Horford, they needed some help. They got Kristaps Porzingis, which I believe was an amazing trade. Both of these teams upgraded, and as you can see, the result is that both teams are in the finals. Now, Kristaps Porzingis likes to get the ball at the free throw line where he turns around and do the little turnaround jump shot, and he also is great at shooting the three-point shot. Now, Gafford has been a beast around the rim. I'm talking blocking shots, getting dunks, getting rebounds. He was the missing piece for Dallas. I believe that Dallas, they did an amazing job by bringing this young man in. So this is a key matchup that I can't wait to see. But early on, I got to give the edge to Daniel Gafford because he's been playing the entire playoffs. Kristaps Porzingis should round in the form around Game 3, but this is one of the matchups I can't wait to see in Game 1. The next matchup is P.J. Washington going up against Jason Tatum. Now, the history says that Jason Tatum has dominated this matchup, averaging over 31.7 rebounds and 4 assists. And P.J. Washington's numbers is not too bad, but going up against Jason Tatum, remember, he played at Charlotte. He had inferior talent on his team. Now he has Kyrie, Luka Doncic. His role has changed. He'll shoot the corner three-point shot, which he's very effective in, and he will also be slashing to the hole, where I think he will be even more effective because if Luka's driving to the hole and Tatum has to come down and help, Washington should get some easy backdoor layups. So I think the matchup will be a little bit more even. Now, if it's one-on-one, Tatum is going to beat him. He probably scored 30 points. I think P.J. Washington is still going to average about 17 points. If P.J. Washington can average 17 points in this series, that's going to be pivotal because Jason Tatum is going to get 26 to 28 points. This is his moment, guys. He's not going to let P.J. Washington outshine him. I see Tatum coming out and being aggressive right out of the gate. So this matchup, I must say, favors Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. Now we got the next matchup, and this matchup could very well decide the entire finals. You're going to have Kyrie Irving being guarded by Derek White. Derek White, in my opinion, is the best shooting guard in the entire NBA when it comes to blocking shots. He has blocked so many shots. In the playoffs, guys, he's already had a 4-block game. Now, Kyrie Irving can't be guarded one-on-one. He's going to get past any player. We're going to go through film in a little bit, and I'm going to show you some of the advantages that Dallas has, as well as some of the advantages that Boston has. But Kyrie Irving is going to come out, and I know he's going to be fueled because the crowd is going to be booing him. Now, White is going to hold his own on the offensive end. I think White will still score 15 to 18 points. But I think Kyrie Irving in this matchup, I think Kyrie is going to come out and put up 25, 26 points. And I know in the last series, Kyrie Irving was only scoring about 2.5 to 3 points in the first quarter, but he was taking at least 5 shots. If Kyrie Irving comes in Boston and shoots 5 shots in the first quarter, I expect him to make 3. I think Kyrie Irving is going to come out, have a strong first quarter. I think him and Derek White's going to go back and forth, but Kyrie Irving, to me, is just the better player. So I give this matchup to Kyrie Irving. So the next matchup, you got Jones going up against Jaylen Brown. Now, this is a great matchup because you have two athletic small forwards. Jaylen Brown, of course, is the better overall player, but Jones only needs to give Dallas about 10 points a game. He can get block shots, guys. This guy, leaping ability is off the charts. Now, Jaylen Brown, where he has the advantage is he can get to the hole at any given moment. He has a clear advantage doing that. If I was Dallas, their game plan should be let Jaylen Brown shoot the three-point shot. Jaylen Brown is not as good shooting the three-point shot. Now, if he falls in love with the three-point shot, this could definitely work into Dallas' favor. Now, when Jaylen Brown decides to penetrate and drive the ball to the hole, the Dallas Mavericks will probably foul him early on to see if he can make free throws, since he was shooting about 60-something% from the free throw line. Now, if Jaylen Brown goes to the free throw line and he misses a few of the free throws, that could actually get into his head, and then Dallas could say, hey, we can play the psychological game and foul him, do a hack of Brown, and see if he can consistently make that free throw. And if he can't, Dallas will say, hey, man, we could actually use this tactic in the fourth quarter. And also, we don't want Jason Tatum to shoot a bunch of step-back three-point shots. Now, he's going to shoot a few, just like Luke is going to shoot a few. Now, if he shoots 2 or 3, that's fine. But you don't want him to be shooting 8 and 9 of those shots as well. And then the other matchup that no one is talking about is the reserves. When Lively comes into the game to guard Al Horford. Al Horford is a little older. Al Horford is pretty seasoned. So coming off the bench, I think will be better for Boston because he'll be able to sit back, watch the pace of the game. He'll be able to come in, pick and choose his shots. He's an excellent three-point shooter. I think he's going to have a great series shooting in this series. Lively, what I love about Lively, for him being a big man, he passes the ball extremely well. He blocks shots. He is going to dominate the glass. I believe he's going to be too much for Horford down low on the glass. So, guys, that's a lot of the matchups right here, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to say, after looking at everything, guys, I'm not sure which team I'm favoring yet. We're going to go ahead and pull out some film, go through a little bit of film study, and then I'm going to give my prediction. All right, guys, let's get into this film study. You see Luka Doncic up top. Look at this screen set by P.J. Washington. Look at this. They don't double team Doncic. He's going to score 40 points a game if they leave him one-on-one with Holiday. Now, this play is very interesting. Look at this. You got Holiday penetrates into the lane, kicks to the trailer. Porzingis, splash, three-point shot. That's why they brought Porzingis in to space the floor. Next, you got White. Penetrates into the lane, kicks out to a wide-open shooter in the corner. Holiday for 3, and it's in. That's going to be a significant advantage for Boston. They shoot three-point shots. They're going to probably shoot about 30 a game. Now you get Brown, gets into the lane, penetrates, kicks out to Porzingis, and splash. Their chemistry is amazing. And if Brown does that, kicking out to Porzingis, they will have an advantage. Doncic step back 3. You just tip your hat off to a man that makes that kind of a shot. He'll shoot 2 or 3 of those a quarter. But Irving, pick and roll, Lively to the rim, bam, in the face, Lively with the dunk. Boston's going to struggle with that pick and roll, so I like that play. Now, you have, look at this, Lively playing the passing lane, gets the steal, kicks it out to the trailer. Irving, wide open three-point shot. He misses the shot, follows up his miss, makes the second one. Irving will be able to get any shot he wants. Now, this is where Boston has a significant advantage. When you get Brown one-on-one with Doncic, he's going to bully ball him. Teachable moment. And one goes to the rim. Makes it now Doncic. Teachable moment. Step back 3. White can't stay with him. He's on skates. Doncic's going to make that shot. Dallas, that's an advantage that Dallas has. But watch Boston. They get the missed shot. Look at White. Pushes the ball up to the court. Gets inside the three-point line. Kicks it out to Horford. And cash. Boston lives and dies by the three-point shot. Expect 30 to 40 of those kind of shots per game. Now, Irving, nice pick set. Got Porzingis on skates. Gets to the free throw line. Cash money. Irving will get any shot he wants. They can't stay in front of him. I love to see Tatum doing this, where he's not settling for the three-point shot. If he shoots that shot a lot, he will make a lot of those. Now, Hardaway hasn't been much of a factor. Maybe they'll insert him into the finals. But watch this right here. Now you have Dark White, gets inside the three-point line, kicks out to Porzingis. If he is making this shot, Boston is going to be the favorite, because that's a shot that you hope to see, but he was injured, so we got to see. Now look at Doncic. One-on-one with Holiday. He's too skilled, too strong. That's an and one Holiday. If they play that kind of a defense, then Doncic will average 35 points in this series. Look at this. One-on-one with Horford. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a nightmare. Look at that. You don't want to see a big man one-on-one with Doncic, just like Minnesota didn't want to see Gobert one-on-one. So that's a little bit about the film study, guys. Let's now get into my prediction. So after film study, Boston has a clear advantage at the three-point line where all 5 of their guys can make a three-point shot. Porzingis, we got to see whether or not he's going to be healthy. And will Jason Tatum and Brown settle for three-point shots or will they penetrate going to the rim? Now, White, Holiday, Porzingis, and Horford are making their three-point shots. It's going to be next to impossible to beat Boston. Where Dallas has the advantage will be pick and roll. I believe Lively and Gafford is going to dominate that pick and roll. The step back 3 by Doncic is going to be tough for Boston to guard. And Irving, as you can see, no one can stay in front of him. Now, if they can get anything from Jones and if Washington can give him about 17, 18 points a game, this is a very even series. It's going to be high scoring. Defense is going to be hard because both teams has amazing talent. This is the best matchup the NBA could have hoped for. So I'm going to say I believe that Dallas wins this. I think Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic is going to be too much. I think Brown is going to miss free throws in key moments. I also believe that Jason Tatum is going to settle for them step back three-point shots. You are who you are, and I believe that when the game gets to be at its biggest, Tatum will settle for those shots. And if he makes them, Boston will win, but I don't believe he will. I believe Brown won't be effective from the free throw line. And I say that Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving wins a championship in 7 games. All right, guys, so that's it for today, guys. So I want to end it with a positive word, ladies and gentlemen. And my word for today is obstacles. Now, we all have obstacles in life, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to lose your job. You might lose a business. You might lose a lot of things. There are going to be obstacles in your way. But you have to attack these obstacles and get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and keep moving forward. Because without obstacles, success won't be worthwhile. If it was easy, then life wouldn't be fun. So to overcome obstacles is what the challenge of life is all about. So ladies and gentlemen, tackle your obstacles head on. Until next time, guys, I am VonnTheStatman. Love you guys. Enjoy your day.